Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another episode of Marvel vs. DC. The covers you're going to see passing by you right here are the books that I'm going to be reviewing. And yes, I did read every one of them. This was, and you're going to hear me say this in reviews as well, a smaller week for DC than it was for Marvel. So I got books that normally I don't usually get. I am a big DC fan, but I manage and I really do try to make sure that I'm reading and reviewing fairly. I want every book to be a 5-star book. Unfortunately, that can't happen. And I really do want to tell you if a Batman, I love Batman, but if a Batman book is bad, I want to be able to tell you it's bad. If Ironheart is good, I want to tell you it's good, so long as I'm doing a very honest review. After I read them, I score them. It's 1 star is horrible, 2 stars bad, 3 stars average, 4 stars good, and 5 stars excellent. And then at the end, tally up all the scores and see who wins the week. Is it Marvel or is it DC? Now, we do know that we've got a little problem with Tom King. He's being off of Batman and such like this. But sometimes he can write a good story. So, like I said, I'm not going to let any outside influences in. I'm not here to impress. I'm here to inform. These are quick 40-second reviews, sometimes around 40 seconds anyway, just to give you a visceral feeling. Is it good? Is it bad? This is the opinion. I hope you like it. By all means, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget also, if you want to help support the channel, links in the description below to Ko-Fi, Patreon, and our Amazon store. Now let's get this party started. The 1-star books are horrible and should be avoided at all cost. War of Realms Strike Force, the War Avengers is useless. It's 100% useless. This is the God, this is so useless. Is it horrible? It's not good. But at the end, they give you this whole, like, oh, we're the Avengers that are going to die, so everybody else can achieve their mission. And then they even have this last hurrah fly-off kind of thing. And I'm like, no, you're not killing these characters. This book was a setup for gullible readers like myself. Once again, it's useless. Nothing in this book matters. The 2-star books are bad, just merely bad. They could have been horrible, but they just had one thing saving them from that fate. High Level number 4 is an ugly story about an ugly character, both physically and the way she's written is vulgar for no reason. Of course, she's got that dumbass shave your one side of your head haircut. The story itself is derivative of Alice in Wonderland, although they go to Pleasure Island, so there's Pinocchio. But they want, of course, to be adult. So, like, there's this big naked lady out front, so... And it's kind of funny because in their search to be more adult, they end up being less mature. It's a big miss of a storyline as well. Well, not the storyline. I'm just trying to find a kid. We've seen that before. It's just the way it's done is not very good. Pearl, number 9. So I stopped reading this a while back because I thought it sucked. It's a book about tattoos. It's got bad art. And I figured, okay, you know what? There's not a lot of DC this week, so I read it. And it's about tattoos, and the art is inconsistent. Now, sometimes it looks like this, and it's good. But other times it looks like absolute crap. But this is the best I could say, is sometimes the art is good. Otherwise, Pearl is still a miss. Uncanny X-Men number 18 is filled with comic tropes, you know, the bad kind. Like, they meet up with the Marauders, and they're like, hey, you killed all those people, and the Marauders were like, no, we didn't. And instead of saying, okay, well, if you didn't, who did? There's like, bull crap, we're gonna fight you now. So there's a pointless fight with the Marauders, and then Sinister shows up without a segue or anything, and it's like, okay, now fight me. And it becomes even more ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of this storyline so far. I actually liked Uncanny X-Men in the beginning, but it has fallen. War of Realms, number 4. I have lamented the fact that the main series of War of Realms has become basically a recap book for all of the tie-ins. This is the same, and occasionally you get some new information. This time the new information is, here's Odin in Iron Man armor. And I said, you know what? I'm done. Odin in Iron Man armor. Batman number 71. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not impressed. Really, I am not impressed with this issue. It is basically a call to action issue. You see Batman talking to the Bane, but at the same time, he's trying to rally the troops. It's a side-by-side story. So is this real? Is that real? Is it all in his head? What's going on? Who cares at this point? At one point, yes, you do have two Batman standing across from each other. Is this in his mind? What's happening? And it all culminates with Batman bitch-slapping Tim Drake for no apparent reason. We're done. I heard Tom King's off the story. Good. Let's wrap it. It's time to wrap it up. The 3-star books are average. They either didn't really resonate with me or I liked them, but just not enough to recommend them. Nightwing, number 60. Can I just sigh and walk away? That kind of thing. I mean, seriously, that's how I feel about this book, because it's yet another issue where the Nightwings, the cops that are playing dress up, look at Rick Grayson and say, I wonder who he is, and he's got this thrill for adventure. And then Rick Grayson's like, I know I got a thrill for adventure, but I just don't want to live that kind of life. All the while, he still jumps into it. They've been doing the same, and you know what? Dan Jurgens is such a great writer. He's one of my favorite Superman writers of all time. But here, I don't know if it's brought to him from on high that he's got to write this way and write this story. But guys, it's not working. It is time to course correct. American Carnage is cringe done right. And by that I mean it started off being like this big anti-Trump book, and it's a good noir story if they would just allow the politics to get out of the way. The art is fine, and it's well crafted, to tell you the truth. It's just occasionally you're just like, really? You guys still believe that kind of stuff? You know, it's the politics that really keep it down. War of the Realms Giant Man number 1. Oh, okay, so I gotta say, I really do enjoy the premise here, because you've got all of the giant characters anyway, in the land of the Frost Giants, fighting Frost Giants, and actually trying to sneak in and make it seem as if they are Frost Giants. There's a lot to like about this book. It seems, though, where they are so proud of the premise, they didn't actually work on story and plot. It's very weird in this. It's like they've got the characters down, they got a great premise, and then just kind of stumble over the rest. It's entertaining, and if you are reading War of the Realms and you haven't picked this one up, I would recommend you picking this one up. However, if you're not reading War of the Realms, there's just no point. Guardians of the Galaxy, number 5. Okay, so you know what? There's so much good in this book, but unfortunately, it's right next to a whole bunch of bad. There are some things I do like Beta Ray Bill going, I am warrior bound to something or someone, and bringing in Lockjaw. The whole thing with Eros being Thanos. Thanos has taken over Eros's body is kind of stupid, although him and Hela being in love, I did enjoy. So, like I said, this is truly a mixed bag of an issue. Star Wars, Age of Rebellion, Lando Calrissian. I'm not going to go off on the numbering and how stupid it is that every one of these is numbered 1 instead of being a regular series. Sorry, I just did. This has Lando Calrissian, the origins of how he's trying to take care of Bespin City, and he gets to be a little bit of the scoundrel that he is, but in the end they make him a little bit too noble. And I kind of disliked that. He had a chance to be underhanded and really take care of his people, but unfortunately he decided, no, I'm going to be noble and take care of my people. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, you guys wussed out on this one. Justice League 24 has Batman of the future created this huge suit that could change people's hearts and minds, and that's why they're in the future that they are, but the future isn't something that's been chosen, so the Justice League and the Legion of Doom from the future decides to stop the modern-day Justice League and Batman in his new super suit, the final bat suit, from changing. I've gone cross-eyed. Yeah, guys, come on. Let's straighten out the plot a little before we release it. Release issue number 25, please. Superman number 11. I've got to admit it. Action Comics, I'm enjoying the story. It's getting better. It seems like Superman has been stagnant since the beginning, and the only real change has been the fact that they screwed up Jonathan Kent. It's not a good sign. I okay, the battle at the end, I liked when he says, I'm going to show my son how to end a war without one life lost. Okay, that was kind of cool. And the presence of Supergirl looks promising, but overall, guys, it's time to wrap up this whole freaking storyline. Naomi number 6. I like Naomi. I've sung the praises of Naomi 1 through 5. I thought they were very entertaining. Unfortunately, this one, while it's still good, it's a recap. You know, it's her telling her best friend, this is what happened. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited and you got to see this. It's so amazing. And here's what happened over the last 5 issues. Okay, well, are you going to give us anything new to read about Naomi? Unfortunately, no, not in this time. Not this time. Immortal Hulk number 17 has Bruce Banner being chased around by Bushwhack in an underground area that's got artificial sunlight on him in order to keep him from changing into a Hulk so he could kill him as Bruce Banner. And this happens. In all honesty, this was dumb. I'm sorry, guys. What's going on? What's going on with your treatment of the Hulks? Both she and this one. It just doesn't make sense. The book isn't horrible. It's just when I got to this part, I was like, yeah, I'm checked out. Daredevil number 5. So last issue, he was arrested. He was rescued by the Punisher. They had this whole weird conversation while Daredevil was laid up. And then the finale was Daredevil like, I'm going to get him. And he's wearing the Punisher t-shirt, the whole 9 yards. And you find out in this issue that he didn't even know he put that on. It's a good action-packed issue. I would really like them to explore the fact that now Daredevil is a criminal a little bit more, like a serious hit police in the face kind of criminal. Otherwise, it's a weaker issue of the run so far, but it's not a bad issue. Aquaman number 43. So I had been giving Kelly Sue DeConnick the benefit of the doubt, and yes, she did do the whole, we're gonna deconstruct Aquaman because you guys have been loving everything and you like who he is. I'm gonna take all of that away and then give him a new mythos. In this case, she comes up with somebody named Mother Shark, and you're looking at the jaws right here just to give an idea of the size. And I'm thinking, oh my god, here we go. This is a new deity that's supposedly been around forever, and we've never heard of it. Okay, tell me more. Ironheart number 6. So this story is good right up until they start being superheroes. So Miles Morales and Riri Williams ends up getting stuck in a time loop. And it's really kind of cool figuring out that they're in a time loop. And then, of course, they meet the person who's running this experiment. And it was really cool. It was really interesting. Until they started fighting and the guy becomes huge and says, I'm going to kill you for messing up my... I'm like, really? That's such a heel turn. It just doesn't fit the character how he was written up to that moment. And it's only a short moment, though. But I was thinking, wow, what a missed opportunity this was. It was an intelligent book. It's a different kind of book right up to a certain point and then just veers right off into a wall. War of Realms, Spider-Man and the League of Realms. There's somebody from every realm fighting the Dark Elves in this one because he is the most Midgard of all heroes, Spider-Man. I am tired. I'm tired. I'm reading all of these. So when they get a new story in, I'm like, guys, just focus on the ones you already have. But then I'm reading through this and there's a moment where I'm like, oh, okay, so that was kind of cool. And that's when, the big bad guy is going, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill because I've been killing forever and a day. Fight, fight, fight. I am a warrior that has been born and will only do this. And Spider-Man goes, well, aren't you kind of tired of it? And they stopped the battle because of a conversation. And I thought, okay, that's an interesting premise. And from there on, it kind of caught my interest a little bit more. So yeah, while I'm tired overall of them always introducing another miniseries to go with this, another tie-in, this one, little redemption to the whole thing. Unfortunately, I didn't have any 5-star books this week. The 4-star books are legitimately good, and I am proud to recommend them to you. Star Wars TIE Fighter number 2. I have to admit, I like stories that make you shift your loyalties, and this one does. This basically humanizes the Empire while they're going around hunting people from the rebellion. In this case, a guy who's not really the rebellion, but he kind of separated from the Empire, and the TIE Fighter crew are like, rebel under any other name, you know, and they start going after his crew and everything. I kind of dig that. This is been a pretty good story so far. This was an interesting issue, Star Wars 66, where you kind of find out that our heroes were actually the villains, because what they were doing is going to end up destroying the planet, and Princess Trias is really just coming in to try to save the planet. And you find that out during a really cool fight between her and Princess Leia. And I don't know, I just enjoyed it, and I like the twist to it as well. Lucifer, number 8. Lucifer is a little bit of a unicorn these days. It's a Vertigo book that's pretty darn good. There's a segment in here where Lucifer visits a pantheon of old gods, old Egyptian gods who are starving for prayers. And it's about the best part of the book. It made the book, as a matter of fact. I just wanted to keep reading more and more about them and how they may get out of their woes, so to speak. Amazing Spider-Man, number 21. I like this issue, however, it is a weaker issue of the storyline. It boils down to being a rah-rah, let's get the lizard pumped up to go do some damage during the hunt kind of issue. I've read better, but once again, it's still entertaining. It's got a lot of action to it. The art is really good, and I've got to say, Amazing Spider-Man has never been better. Well, this run anyway. Teen Titans number 30. I get it. I know I'm like one of the outliers who actually enjoy Teen Titans with this new group, and I enjoy all the members. And it's been a lot of fun for me, this whole story with the prison and everything, and to see Robin get thrown the way he did and just get ragdolled after his arrogance and everything. A lot of fun. Very satisfying issue. Looking forward to the next. Spider-Man Life Story number 3, the 80s. Good book. It's a good series so far, and if you haven't been getting the individual issues, I recommend you do that or the trade paperback. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. This time around, of course, we deal with stuff like the Secret Wars, Kraven's Last Hunt, and it's really a good subversion of expectations, unlike what we get elsewhere. Here, this wants to play on the tropes, using, of course, the premise of Peter Parker aging properly. There you go, gang. That was my countdown. What do you think? I was actually surprised at how well Spider-Man did this week versus everything else, and how bad DC did, in my opinion. But I don't know. I haven't really rated them yet, so we're going to find out what the numbers are and who won the week. Is it Marvel or DC? DC Comics had 0 1 stars, 3 2 stars, 6 3 stars, 2 4 stars, 0 5 stars, a score of 32 with 11 comics with an average of 2.90. I think this is the lowest score DC has had in a long time. I think this might be the lowest score. Marvel, on the other hand, had 1 1 star, 2 2 stars, 7 3 stars, 4 4 stars, 0 5 stars, a score of 42. 14 comics were read and reviewed with an average of 3.00, meaning Marvel wins the week. Yes, I am actually surprised at how poorly DC did. I don't think I've ever dipped into the 2.9s. Anyway, you know I'm honest now. I'm a DC fan, and here you go. Marvel won this week. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Anyway, guys, that's the countdown. What do you think? What did I rate too high? What did I rate too low? Let me know in the comments below. What books did I not read that came out this week that you would think, hey, you know what? You should check that out as well. I know I'm not doing the Age of the X-Men, but let me know in the comments below. Also, if you did like the video, don't forget to click like, click share, subscribe, and if you haven't done it already, ring that notification bell, because that's what YouTube really cares about, if they care at all. Don't forget to go on over to Ko-Fi or to Patreon. Drop $1 in the till. Help us keep making videos for you, or go to the Amazon store and buy something that'll get you something, and it helps the channel out as well. And click on one of these videos popping up. You might enjoy that also. Thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.